The bucket of my old John Deere rose up, green and stubborn against the gray, shining in the last angry light of the day, and there sat that damned silver Bentley, like some trophy from a world I never asked to be a part of, blocking my ranch door as if it belonged there, a chrome plug in a bottle that was meant to breathe. I eased forward, tractor tires crunching gravel, metal meeting metal, heard that sick, slow groan, then the wild pop of glass and the kind of tearing crunch that sounds like the sky splitting open. The Bentley's grill folded, the horn jammed and shrieked, and I swear, for half a second, the whole county stood still. Karen, yeah, that Karen, stood 10 feet away, hands on her hips, sunglasses flashing like searchlights, voice cutting through the noise. You wouldn't dare. She had no idea who she was talking to. I'd built my whole life out here by daring, by fixing what broke, by asking 3 times before ever raising my voice, and I'll be damned if I was going to let one more storm trap my cattle because someone thought their luxury car was more important than the land itself. So I dropped that bucket, put the whole weight of my machine on her hood, and watched her face go from smug to stunned in the time it takes a screen door to slam. Neighbors lined the split-rail fence, some recording, mouths wide, and somewhere a kid gasped. That horn screamed, then cut out so sudden it made the air itself flinch. I lifted the bucket, ready for a second pass, needed to get that door clear, storm rolling in fast, cattle needing high ground. But then, just as I was lining up, red and blue lights slashed through the dust down the lane, sheriff's car. And Karen, God help me, she started to smile, like the villain at the end of some cheesy movie who thinks she's finally won. But you can't understand why a Bentley ended up blocking my barn without knowing how we got here. How wind and fences and pie and the smallest splinters can turn a neighborhood into a battlefield. See, our ranch sits at the very edge of Redstone Meadows, an HOA subdivision where every mailbox matches, every tree stands in neat rows, and the rules are written in stone, except for us. We're older, grandfathered in, rough around the edges. I run cattle. My wife, Emily, bakes pies that'll make you forget your name. I pull neighbors out of ditches after snow, fix their fences when the wind tears them down. Folks used to wave. I wave back. That's the life I built. Simple, honest, nobody minding anyone else's business. And then Karen Whitmore moved into Lot 12. Big house, bigger attitude. Day 1, she's out there, orchestrating her furniture like she's running the ballet at Lincoln Center. Emily bakes her a peach pie with heart cutouts. I walk it over, offer a handshake. Welcome to Redstone, ma'am. She looks at me, then the pie, says, oh, that's quaint. You're the ranch man. Guilty as charged, I laugh. She points at the fence. It's crooked. Lowers property values. HOA code 4.2. You'll fix it today. I tell her, Saturday, storm's coming. She doesn't blink. Today, she doesn't take the pie. That was the first splinter. Didn't hurt yet, but you know how those things work. They fester. Storm hits, knocks the fence out. I'm out there in mud up to my knees, trying to keep the cattle safe. Karen shows up under a canary. Yellow umbrella. Tells me I'm 2 inches over the line. Threatens a violation. I say I'll move it when the ground dries. Remind her that sometimes kindness is the first rule, but she's not listening. The notes start appearing after that. Pink slips on the door, every one neater than the last. Grass too high. Tractor in view. Barn's the wrong color. Emily just shakes her head. Says, that's like telling the sky it can't be blue. I go to the HOA meeting, try to sort it out. Karen's already wormed her way up to interim president, gavel in hand, ready to read me the riot act. I try reason, promise to hide the tractor, mow the verge, even bring a paint sample. Grace is for churches, she says. We have rules. But life out here isn't just about rules. It's about storms. And the big one came rolling in. Service road washed out. I had to move my herd fast, and the only door I could use, the big barn door, was blocked by Karen's shiny new Bentley. She's standing there, arms crossed, sunglasses reflecting thunderclouds, tells me that's not an approved access point. I have to wait for a county permit. 2 days, maybe more. There's no time. I ask her, beg her. Please, I have to get my cattle to safety. She smiles, says, file a request like everyone else. I look at my wife on the porch, at the sky boiling black, at the calves getting skittish. I give Karen one last chance. Move your car. She tells me, Touch it, and you'll regret it. Sometimes you have to choose between kindness and survival. I climbed on that tractor. The engine rumbled like old thunder. I dropped the bucket, just enough to nudge, not destroy. The car screamed, metal popped, and I cleared the track. Neighbors cheered, shocked. Then the sirens. Sheriff Collins stepped out, face like stone, hand on his belt, Karen already shrieking about property destruction. And here's where the twist comes. Susan from the HOA, who'd been dropping notes on my door for weeks, comes trotting up, folder clutched to her chest, looking less like an enemy and more like someone who's just realized the rules don't cover everything. Collins asks what happened. I tell him straight. Karen lies, says I drove at her. I don't have time for her nonsense. My herd's about to panic, and if they do, the whole neighborhood's in the line of fire. The sheriff sizes it up fast. Jake, move your herd. We'll talk when it's done. Karen gasps, threatens lawsuits. Collins doesn't blink. Emily runs for our grandfathered property documents. Susan digging for old maps. The wind's howling. Neighbors stepping up. Mason, the kid who loves the Cavs, takes his sister's hand. Mr. Thompson opens the gate. Teens help an old lady. For a minute. It's not about rules or fences. It's about keeping each other safe. I start the tractor, lead the herd slow, careful. Cattle need calm, not panic. Everything's going okay till the lightning hits the old cottonwood, fence snaps, and the herd surges for the open green. Kids are just out of reach. The teens move to block. The sheriff stands wide in the gap. I swing the bucket to make a wall. Karen, blind to danger, runs for her car instead of safety, stumbles, almost gets trampled. I drop the bucket between her and the cow by inches, tractor screaming, metal biting mud. For a split second, everything hangs by a thread. Then the animals break. The porch rail snaps. Kids scramble. Emily grabs two who aren't even ours, and I ram the bucket through the steps to save Mason from a hoof that would have broken his back. The herd scatters, some for the greenbelt, some for the highway. I jump on Thompson's ATV, mud flying, rain hammering, and together we round them up before they hit the road, just barely steering a cow away from a school bus as it hisses to a stop. Kids press to the glass. Mr. Reed, the bus driver, shouts thanks. I nod, heart pounding, adrenaline burning hot. Back at the ranch, the storm's only just started. The Bentley, crumpled and hissing, suddenly bursts into flames. Fire crews show up, neighbors pitch in, pushing cars, moving hay bales. Everyone's soaked, scared, but fighting together. Karen's on the curb, hair ruined, sunglasses broken, for once silent. And just as the fire dies, someone yells about a gas leak, propane tank hissing. Behind my barn, Sheriff Collins barks orders. I run, move everything flammable, but we're out of time. The tank vents, cracks, flames leap up, barn catches, the sky turns orange. I grab the tractor, drive it out through smoke and sparks, just barely make it. Emily's got our daughter Lucy by the fence, whispering, Daddy, don't let it take the barn. But the fire does, and the barn, years of work, laughter, memory, falls in a tangle of burning beams. That should have been the end, but it wasn't. Black SUVs roll in, state fire marshal, federal safety. Karen, muddy and small, but with a glint of hope, says, now he'll pay. They try to cuff me, call me reckless, say I endangered everyone. And that's when Mr. Thompson, old and fierce, stands up, calls me the man who saved lives, protected kids, pulled Karen herself from disaster. Susan slaps the old grandfathered map on the clipboard, says, he's within his rights. Emily's voice shakes, but holds. He protected all of you. Even Mason, little voice trembling, says, he saved us, even when she was mean. The marshal stands down. We'll file a report. But he stays. The rain finally slows. Neighbors come together, picking up, patching, sharing towels and sandwiches, holding each other up. Even Karen, for once, stays silent. I kneel in the mud, find my father's old photos singed but safe. Emily slips her hand in mine. We'll rebuild, she says. Lucy asks, can we make it bigger, Daddy? The sheriff grins. You've got more friends than you thought. Maybe he's right. Maybe, out of all this fire and chaos, something better's being built, not of wood, but of people. The barn's gone, the car's gone, the night is scarred, but we're alive, and together, and sometimes, That's enough. So tell me, where are you watching from? And what would you have done? If this story made you feel something, hit like, share your thoughts down below. Tell me what you think about right and wrong, about neighbors, about kindness and the line where it runs out. Because out here, that's the line I walked, and I'd do it again.